is the story of a trophy for the world, a journey, a dream.
So gradually, the curtain will fall on Qatar 2022 in a matter of days. At first, the third place match will be on tomorrow, followed by the big one, what most football fans have been waiting for. That's talking about the final, which will come up on Sunday. With that, I welcome you to today's episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Apacho, and Wale Ayeni also joins me all the way from UK. Wale, how are you doing today? Welcome to Sports Orbit. Tell them now on audio. Hmm? Tell him now. Wale, can you unmute your mic, please?
Okay, yes, I said we can actually wait for the third place match that will go down tomorrow. Talking about Morocco and Croatia, and also we are also eager to watch the final match, the grand finale of the 2022 World Cup. Talking about that crucial match between France and also Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, first off, it will be a third place match between Morocco and Croatia. Yeah, a lot of times in competitions like this, third place match is usually not that too important because it's more or less a losers final. But at the same time, I think and the likes of Morocco and Croatia will still want to go out there and play for pride, give the fans something to cheer about, give us some good football because at the end of the day, whoever wins in that encounter will officially be the third place winner. And for Morocco, I mean, having lost the semi-final after that amazing run at the World Cup, I'm sure Morocco will have to want to prove something by at least coming home with the third final place medal.
Of course, it will be a battle for the two wounded lions in that particular third place match. Looking very well how both teams, lost in the final. I mean, that semi-final match to France and Argentina, respectively. I think that the Moroccans will want to actually get to win this particular, match for them. Just come home with a bronze medal. No doubt about it. Croatia has played in the finals last year, and they also want to actually get to sign off with a very, an impressive win over Morocco. So both team will be, going into the field with all seriousness. They don't want to take any, any ball for granted. They want to actually go, and take the third prize since they didn't actually.
All right. I think we lost Wale a bit there, but we're talking about the third place encounter. That match comes up tomorrow. It will be between Croatia and Morocco in that one. Like I said earlier, Morocco want to at least give some of the African fans something to cheer about, having lost that semi-final match to France. I don't know if Wale is back with me right here. All right. Of course, the big one will come up on Sunday. That is the final, and this will be a final of two heavyweights. Actually, both of these countries have both won the World Cup two times each. France in 1998 and also did it again in 2018. While for Argentina, they won it first time in 1978 and waited till 1986 in Mexico to win it, where the late great Diego Maradona was instrumental in that campaign that year. And this time around, Argentina also have a certain Lionel Messi who will be gunning out for his first World Cup having lost out in 2014 to eventual winners Germany in that month. So both teams are gearing up for the heavyweight cup final, and this match is going to put two teammates up against each other. That's talking about Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi, who both star for PSG. And as it stands, both of them are, in the running for the Golden Boot, Player of the Tournament, what have you, because Lionel Messi has scored 5 goals in this tournament, while Kylian Mbappe also has scored 5 goals in this tournament. So a lot will be at stake tomorrow when these two teams file out against each other. Apart from the fact that France will be hoping to do it back to back. Argentina will be hoping to give Lionel Messi a befitting send off by winning the World Cup. And like I said earlier, these two players, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe, will be up against each other, hoping that one of them will get on the score sheet and eventually become the overall top scorer of the tournament and also player of the tournament. The Golden Ball is also at stake, and as it stands, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe are in the running for who emerges as the top scorer. Now, a bit of some stories around the defending champions France, who beat Morocco on Wednesday without needing to find top gear, and now stand 90 minutes away from becoming the first team title. The Deschamps men will approach Sunday's final at the Lusail Stadium with confidence, but Messi has his own date with destiny in his last match on the biggest stage. France are into the final for the fourth time in 7 editions, and if they triumph on Sunday, they will be the first team since Brazil in 1961 to retain the trophy. Messi, playing in his fifth World Cup, has been a man on a mission, desperate to crown his career by leading Argentina to their first win at the tournament since Diego Maradona inspired the South Americans to the title in 1986. So that match comes up, like I said earlier, on Sunday. And leading up to that match, also yesterday, there are some reports that came out yesterday that Lionel Messi did not take part in Argentina's training session on Thursday. That was yesterday, sparking fears he is battling an injury ahead of Sunday's World Cup final with champions France. According to numerous reports, Messi is managing an injury from Tuesday's 3-0 semi-final victory over Croatia. The former Barcelona star was seen moving awkwardly and clutching his hamstring towards the end of the clash with Croatia, but was quick to allay any concerns after the game, insisting he will be fit for the final showdown. His absence from training on Thursday should also not come as a surprise, though, as all players who started the fixture versus Croatia were given extra recovery and instead took part in a gym session rather than out on the pitch. A report from Argentina also say that boss Lionel Scaloni split his squad into two separate groups, with one group being put through their paces out on the field while the others did some conditioning inside. Okay, Wale, you're back with me, right? Wale, can you hear me? All right, we'll sort that about this point. We'll go quickly on a break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sport Orbit. I understand Wale has joined me again. Wale, can you hear me now on Sport Orbit?
Yes, Alpha, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I was briefly talking about the Argentina France encounter. This will be an interesting encounter to look out for. A lot will be at stake. Don't forget Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe, teammates at PSG as it stands currently. Both of them have 5 goals apiece in the competition, making them joint top scorers, and also they are also for gunning for who emerge as player of the tournament because as it stands, the statistics show that both of them are running head to head for who becomes player of the tournament. So looking ahead to that encounter on Sunday and looking how both teams, have made it through from the round of 16 up to this point, this should be, an encounter, fireworks, if you ask me, and I'm sure both sides are fired up and geared up for this final encounter on Sunday.
Of course, it will be the winner takes it all in between, Messi and Mbappe at this point in time. As you are just actually real out their statistics, both both players with 5 goals, and also they stand a chance of winning, the golden ball award in that particular match. Both players want to actually come to the party to ensure that. They get to deliver the trophy for their respective country. The pendulum can swing anywhere at this point in time. We are going to be seeing a fierce final between these, two, giants when it comes to football. When it comes to national team football, we know the pedigree of France. They are the defending champions. Argentina actually, missed the title when they're playing in 2014. So Messi know what it takes to play in this final. His experience also will be, brought to bear at this particular, final. I feel this final is going to be more of a physical game. Both teams will want to bully each other to ensure that at the end of the day they get to win each match. So we were going to say good tackles in this particular match. It's all boiled down, to the technical ability of the two coaches, where it lies. Who actually wanted it the most will be the one to carry the day. But I see kind of Messi's hunger for this is shown from the start of the competition to this stage at this point in time. We know France has won it last year. They might just want to do a back to back. But at this point, looking at the two teams, you know that the Argentines are the one that actually need this title the most. Not for anything. They just want to win this particular trophy for Messi, for him to be actually be described as the greatest of all time. When it comes to the round letter game, we know him Ronaldo has been fighting for that particular particular I might actually call him this power tussle, for them to describe who is the greatest of all. But I feel if Messi can actually pull this through and Argentina gets to win it, then Messi will be called the greatest players of all time. Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about Ronaldo, I understand. I've seen some reports where I think Ronaldo has wished, his greatest rival well ahead of this encounter, hoping that he, gets to lay his hand on this trophy. But some will
Mm,
say, well, maybe it's not coming straight from his heart. But Wale, do
mm.
you actually think that Ronaldo wishing Messi well is he actually means it?
Of course, he might just be playing to the gallery, but at this point in time, that is what Ronaldo can do at this point in time, just to wish Messi all the best. We saw them, in the picture together before just the start of the tournament, and he
Yeah.
actually, break, the internet and all the world were actually, are shocked by that, picture of Messi and Ronaldo together. But at this point in time, I feel if it is me, if it is any other player that will actually come, they will actually want to say that just to wish Messi all the best at this point in time. So I feel it's not. Is not it might be coming from his heart, it might not be coming from his heart, nobody knows, but it is just the right thing to do at this point, Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, also earlier there are reports that Messi did not take part in playing with the rest of the squad yesterday, leading to some injury fears that he might have sustained against that match in Croatia. Well, could it be that maybe the coach just wants to rest him, or is it that he's training separately, or could it just be another, game, or some pre-match strategy coming from Coach Scaloni?
Of course, at this point in time, every coach will want to deploy, strategy, get to turn the, opponent away from your key man, him not training, maybe he just want to rest. They still have a day to go today and tomorrow, so he might actually get to join the team train tomorrow, even though it's a light training. We know, his pedigree at this point in time. He has been on the field for all the period of time. He has not been substituted in the ongoing campaign. So it is actually, it's actually very what to know that fatigue might actually get to set him, but I feel he's still going to train with the team, before the final. It might just be a mind game for the coach, but at this point in time, every coach will want to deploy any tactics that they know will favor them when they get to play in the final on Sunday.
All right, so like I always do after we preview every important game, this time France, Argentina. Who do you think will emerge winners of the World Cup 2022, Qatar? Well,
This will be a very, very close call at this point in time. The pendulum can swing anywhere. It will actually go down to the wire. Looking at how both team has fared from game one to this moment. France have always lost one game against Tunisia. Argentina has lost only just one game against Saudi Arabia. So it shows that it's a balanced side for both teams. A team that needed it more will be the one to actually get to win on Sunday. But I actually tip Messi to get to win this particular tournament because he deserved it. He has been in the final of 2014. He couldn't win it. He came close 2018 also. He couldn't get to win it. But I feel Messi deserve to win this particular title. So I'll go for Argentina. It might go to penalties. Then Argentina might just get to win it due to the fact that they have a better goalkeeper than France. No disrespect to Igor Lloris, but what we have seen so far, I've seen that Martinez is very, very confident when they get to play in penalty shootout. Alpha.
all right, we'll keep an eye on that one. Comes up on Sunday, and we'll be here to give you updates. Anyway, some other stories for Morocco. We understand Morocco have launched an official complaint to FIFA over the performance of a referee that's talking about Cesar Ramos in their World Cup semi-final defeat to France. The knockout stage in Qatar have been hit by a number of officiating controversies. For Morocco, they believe that penalty call, was not a penalty. They felt it was a wrong call, and as such, have launched an official complaint to FIFA.
I've also doubt about it. We have seen, team calling out the referees. The same thing happened during the Netherlands versus Argentina game where we saw, Messi and, the goalkeeper, Martinez, calling out the referees. A whole lot of, the wrong call has been made, despite even the fact that VAR is being used at this current campaign. But it's football. That's it. At this point in time, I think this is medicine after death. Know how they are going to replay that semi-final. We saw the game between
Yeah.
Ghana and Uruguay. The same thing happened. They were actually calling out the referee, but at this point in time, it's done and dusted. For me, I feel they should just move on, get the defeat behind them, and look forward to the game against Croatia. They can still actually make a history in that particular match if they defeat Croatia. They'll be the first African team to win a third place match at any World Cup. So I feel Morocco should just put that behind. There's no way on earth that
Yeah,
FIFA is going to call back that game and that game will be played again. There's no way it's
definitely.
not going to happen. So I feel they should just move on and I look forward to the third place match against Croatia.
Completely agree with you. Morocco needs to move on and look for two third place match against Croatia. In other news, well, to call it a fallout from the World Cup, that's coach Fernando Santos of Portugal has resigned from his post as head coach of the Portuguese national team. He's been in charge for a while, 6 years. Don't forget that during his time, Portugal were able to win a major trophy. That's talking about the Euros and also the Europa Nations League. Also, so but he feels it's time for him to step aside. And like we said yesterday, there were reports that the Portuguese Federation were contemplating reaching out to Jose Mourinho to see if he'll be able to, take over the job, the vacant job at the Portuguese national team, while combining his job also as the Roma FC coach.
No doubt about it. Santos has delivered, for Portugal. The only thing that he didn't deliver was just the World Cup title. As you have mentioned, the Euros. and the Euro League. He has actually not delivered that for the Portuguese national team. But I feel if you want to bow out at this point in time, looking at his age, is not a really a bad one. But I still feel they should have even given him enough time for him to go to the next World Cup. But him bowing down at this point in time will mean that other players in that particular team will actually get to lead the likes of Pepe, the likes of Ronaldo. For me, this might just be the end of the national team career at this point. And looking at Jose Mourinho, of course, he has won virtually every football title ranging
Mm,
from different leagues across Europe, from the Italian Serie A to the Portuguese league, to the English Premiership, to the Premier, to the La Liga. So he's a very very experienced coach. He has seen it all. He knows all the player in and out of every competition. So going to coach the Portuguese national team, I feel it's going to be a welcome development for him if he will actually
mm,
agree, to coach the Portuguese national team. But I feel his technical ability would be actually needed at the Portugal side. I feel if he will actually go to the Portuguese and to take up that job, it would be a massive addition. Looking at the crop of players that Portugal has at this point in time, those players can win World Cup titles. Alpha.
yeah, mm. Right. In other stories, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has hailed the Qatar edition of the FIFA World Cup. According to him, he said it's the best in his history. He said that the World Cup has shown a unique, cohesive power and thanked all the workers and the volunteers involved for helping to make it the best World Cup ever. Some might want to agree or disagree, depends on and which side of the divide you stand. But I mean, we all agree that this has been a fantastic World Cup. I mean, for FIFA, I mean, breaking in a record $7.1 billion in this World Cup alone, proper organization, no major scandals coming out of it, in spite of all the criticism that trailed the start of this World Cup. But during the World Cup, no major incidences, we could say. So I think we might want to agree with FIFA President Infantino on his assessment of the World Cup.
Of course, no doubt about it. Qatar has been a fantastic host of the World Cup. Despite all the media, publication before that particular tournament, I was there myself to see for myself. Looking at the organization, right from transportation to hotel accommodation. To the FIFA Fan Festival, it has been very very top notch. Performance by Qatar at this point in time, and looking at the figures, what figures are recorded, it shows that this has been the best World Cup for them, and no doubt about it. Infantino must just have to give a good a pat on the back of the Qatar for organizing a wonderful competition. Hopefully, we get to see the climax on Sunday. I will see another beautiful closing ceremony in that particular one. So, looking at it by and large, Qatar has been an impressive, a wonderful host of the FIFA World Cup. I feel this has been, one of the best, World Cup so far. Looking at all the 20, this is the 22nd edition of the World Cup. Looking at the rest, you agree with me that this has been one of the best, World Cup so far that we have seen in when it comes to the Senior World Cup Alpha.
Right. So with that, we've come to the end of today's edition of the program and officially the end of our special coverage of the World Cup. Wally, thank you for being with us on
Mm.
every step of the way on this coverage of the World Cup. It's good night having you around, giving us updates in Qatar and all the way from the UK.
Thank you, Alpha, for having me. It's been a pleasure, covering the World Cup and also getting to talk sport and also sharing all the beautiful moments that actually went down right there in Qatar. So, just wishing the two teams all the best. Also, Morocco all the best against, Croatia, and also Argentina. I'll be biased at this point in time. I'll be supporting Argentina to win, the World Cup just for Messi to actually lift, that particular,
Yeah.
title. So it's been a great pleasure, reporting our sport with you guys right there in the studio and with everyone. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, Wale. Also, to our esteemed viewers, draw the curtain on today's show. Don't forget, tomorrow, third place match final comes up on Sunday, and we'll all be keeping an eye on that one on Monday. Hopefully, we'll give you a complete review of all the matches as they happen during the weekend. Well, that's all we have for you on today's edition of the program. Do stay safe out there. My name is Afa Acho, and have a lovely weekend.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.